problem. There's this prophet who wrote about this. It's found in Jeremiah. And this is what it says. Let's read this together. One, two, go. Naninira ako, sorry. Sorry, this lang ako nasira ako yung ilaw. Okay, the heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? Alam mo, ang galing na sinabi ni Jeremiah dito eh. Kasi lahat ng tao, karamihan ng tao sa mundo, nahihirapan silang i-manage yung heart nila. Naranasan nyo na ba yun? Parang pag nagkaroon kayo ng crush, hindi nyo alam ano gagawin nyo. Yung parang sobrang gulo-gulo yung feelings nyo. Yung pag nakita mo lang sa school, parang mahihimatay ka na. Parang this. For example, nagkaroon ka ng crush. Tapos, nagkaroon ka ng crush, naging katabi mo sa class. Na never mo siya naging katabi ever, siguro higher batch or lower batch, pero one day, nakatabi mo, tapos may chance na makuha mo yung number. So, nakuha mo yung number. Tingnan mo yung nangyayari sa heart natin ha, yung first time mo siyang iti-text, gaano ka katagal mag-compose? Diba?
Oh my God!
Katagal mag-compose lang ng ano assignment natin. Ang haba, titingnan pa yung grammar, wrong spelling, titingnan pa kung gagamit ba siya ng U na U lang or U na Y-O-U. So, parang ang labo eh. Pero that's what our heart does. Yun ang ginagawa ng heart eh. Kaya maraming kabataan ngayon na confused, maraming kabataan na end up in a wrong relationship, maraming mga marriages na pinagsisiyan nila, bakit ba ako nasa marriage na to? Kasi nasa mali silang past. Kasi hindi nila nakikita yung problema that the heart is deceitful above all things. Meron din ba kayong kilala na maybe meron kayong mga friends na ayaw nyo dun sa current boyfriend or girlfriend, or boyfriend, ayaw nyo sa current boyfriend niya kasi alam nyo manluloko yun. Pero siya, ayaw niyang tanggapin. Di ba may mga gano'n? Kahit anong sabihin mo, alam mo, wag na yung guy na yan, lulukoyin ka lang. Alam mo sabihin niya, hindi, magbabago rin. Di ba may mga gano'n? Bakit gano'n? Kasi the heart is deceitful nga. Bakit gano'n? Bakit kahit anong sabihin mo, kahit na kunyari, naloko na nga, sabi ko sa'yo, naloko, hindi, pinag-pray ko yan. God will change it. Sobrang hurtier. Sobrang parang, ano ba nangyayari sa'yo? Ang nangyayari is we don't think straight, all because we always use our emotions. That's why tonight, we're gonna look at the right path to marriage. Because again, the truth about all of us, we want that, we have that desire, and it's not wrong. Because God gave marriage as a gift to people, to couples, to a guy and a girl who wants to spend the rest of their lives with each other. It's a gift, but we need to know ano ba yung right path. So sabihin mo sa katabi mo, ready ka na ba?
Ready ka na.
Yan, okay. That's what we're gonna look at today. So we're gonna look at five important questions. Ito, guys, very important talaga ito. I really suggest you take down notes or you memorize it or picture it because I want you na when you're already in that path na parang meron ka ng gusto, meron ka ng girl na gusto mong i-pursue, meron ng guy na ligaw sa'yo, ask mo tong 5 questions ito kasi very important to. These five questions will help you make unnecessary mistakes. Sino ba dito gusto nasasaktan? Di ba? Ayaw naman natin yun eh. Ayaw natin yung feeling na niloko ako. Ayaw natin yung feeling na pinaasa ka. Ayaw natin yung feeling na pinrenzone ka. Ayaw mo yung feeling na na-scene zone ka sa Facebook. Diba, alam mo yun? Yung nag-boy. Alam mo, naging friend pa kayo sa Facebook. Lagi ka nagchat-chat sa kanya pero hanggang 9:05. Sakit, no? Parang grabe. Ayaw natin yun eh. So we need to be ready. We need to know what's the right path because our heart is deceitful. So let's look at these 5 questions. Question number 1. This is very foundational. I want to start with this one. Kasi kailangan alam kagad natin to eh. Question number 1 is this. Why do you want to be in a relationship? Ano ba yung reason? Ano ba yung purpose? Kasi maraming tao, mali ang purpose sila to be in a relationship. 1, insecure lang sila. Kasi wala silang boyfriend or wala silang girlfriend, tapos yung barkada nila lahat meron na. Kailangan meron na ako. Another reason, basta may masabi lang. Pag tinanong ko niya ng family members, sino na boyfriend mo? Ito, pinakita lang name. Ito, si George. So, parang gano'n. Kahit sino lang, basta may masabi lang. It's not a right purpose. Some people naman, the reason why they want to be in a relationship is, gusto lang nilang i-try. Baka kasi okay ito eh. Kasi ang dami nagsasabi, ang dami kasi nagpo-post sa Facebook ngayon, para may ma-post ako, para ma-change ko yung status ko in a relationship. Diba? Parang okay eh, ang cool eh. Pero so, why do you want to be in a relationship? For some people, it's just for sex. I mean, let's just admit it. There are some guys who are like that. There's some guys, the reason why they want to have that girl as their girlfriend, para sa sex. But what's the purpose? You see, if we don't know the real purpose of a relationship, we will end up getting hurt or hurting someone. I like the statement. Any relationship without a direction usually leads to a heartbreak. Any relationship, nakita ko na yun, ang daming ganyan. Alam mo yung walang direksyon, o parang, o sige, pala na tayo na lang. Sige, okay na to. Cool naman eh. Okay naman. Nag-holding hands tayo, nag-enjoy ko. That's it. We are enjoying it. Any relationship that has no direction leads to a heartbreak. Kasi pansinin mo tingnan mo ang history. Ngayon lang nauso yung girlfriend that concept. Ngayon lang siguro mga 19th or early 18th century. I like this I did this research. Yung word na girlfriend was first used in 1863. Ano yung meaning nun? A woman's female friend in youth. Yung, hey girlfriend, so ganun yun. Ganon. Yun daw eh, a woman's female friend in youth. So may yung babae, meron siyang female friend, nung bata pa sila, so hey girlfriend. Pero, nung 1922, iba na ang concept. Yung word na girlfriend was used to mean a man's sweetheart. In fact, when I did this research, pati yung term na boyfriend, hindi uso yan nung 18th century. Hindi uso yan nung mga 17th century. Nung unang panahon, walang ganyan. Ngayon na lang nagkaroon ng ganyan. Ngayon, this 19th century. Ngayon na lang, kasi hindi nila alam ano ba itong ginagawa. In fact, dati, ang uso is courtship talaga. Pag meron kang gustong girl, as a gentleman, papakita mo yung intentions mo, malalaman ng community at ng family niya at iligawan mo. Ganun ang history. Ngayon, wala nang ganun. Basta, date tayo. Pero yung date, meron mga benefits. Di ba parang ang weird eh? You see, we have to understand that relationship is not meant for trial and error. Ang goal ng any relationship, you have to understand, is for marriage. Pag meron kang niligawan, you have to ask yourself, ready na ba ako in the future pakasalan siya? Kasi pag wala akong plano pakasalan siya, then you're only gonna hurt yourself or you're gonna hurt her. It's not gonna work out. It's gonna end up in a heartbreak. So what's the first question? Why? Ano yung first question natin? Why do you want to be in a relationship? This is very foundational. Kailangan alam mo yung purpose. Kung hindi ka sure, huwag kang pumasok sa situation yun kasi masasaktan ka lang. Hindi mo sa katabihan kung hindi ka sure, huwag ka na.
Hindi talaga yung masasaktan gusto. Masasaktan ka lang.
Hindi masakit yan eh. And you know what? Here's what I know about a lot of you here. Some of you may be in a relationship now, and I want you to ask yourself that question, bakit ba ako nandito sa relationship na to? Some of you might be saying, okay, dahil mahal ko siya. Okay, sige. Some of you might be really asking yourself, sure eh. Hindi ko alam bakit eh. Don't deceive yourself. You have to ask that difficult question. Okay, question number 2. Yan. Sayin natin?
Am I ready?
Yeah. Am I ready? Bakit mo kailangan tanungin yung am I ready? Again, any relationship, ang goal niyan is to marriage. Siya ganun create ni God yan. Hindi uso yung, nung una pa nung pag-create niya ng relationship. Pansinin mo sa Bible, if you're reading your Bible, but if this is your first time and you're not reading your Bible, in the Bible, it says there na wala kang makikita doon, tayo mo na boyfriend, girlfriend. Walang ganun. Engagement ka agad and then marriage. Engagement ka agad and then marriage. Pag may gusto ka, court that person, and after that, engage, and after a few months or maybe less than a month, marriage na. Ganon ang kultura nung unang panahon. Ngayon, ang dami ng mga terms. Ano yung mga terms? Lumalabas din yung MU. Diba? Mag-un or magulang usapan.
Mag-un.
Lumalabas na rin yung term na best friend. May mga ganon. Best friend.
Best friend.
Ano ba yung mga terms ngayon na ang gulo eh? Undefined. Yung wala na talaga. Kanya, ask sila, ano ba kayo? Wala. Basta. Complicated. It's complicated. Wala. Ang gulo eh. Pero lumalabas kami. So kayo, hindi.
Labo?
Parang ganon.
Labo?
Ang weird eh. Parang, ano ngayon? So, ang dami lumalabas sa terms. So, hindi purpose, maguguluhan ka. Kapag hindi mo alam ang purpose, hindi mo tatanungin sa second question. Maybe you're saying, sa question number 1, Kuya Marty, ready na ako. Okay ako eh. Mahal ko yung girl, mahal ko yung guy, kaya ako nasa relationship kasi gusto ko siyang pakasalan. Now, my question is this. Am I ready? Are you ready? When I say, are you ready, you have to ask these additional points here. You have to think about this. Are you ready mentally? Meaning to say, are you finished with your studies? Here's the thing. The longer it takes for you to stay in a relationship, the more difficult it gets. Bakit? Boyfriend and girlfriend relationship doesn't have any commitment. Ano lang ang may commitment? Pag nagpakasal kayo. Yun lang ang valid commitment. Bakit? Kasi merong witnesses, merong pare, pastor, church leader, judge, or whoever na nagsasabi, I now pronounce you man and wife. You are to be together. That's the commitment. That's the validation na, okay, I'm committing myself. I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with this person. Pag hindi ka married, hindi ka sure. Hindi yan tatagal. Or madalas, magkakaroon ng pain. Magkakaroon ng conflict. Pansinin mo, yung mga taong matagal na sa relationship, ang dami nilang misunderstanding. I've seen a lot of those happen. Yung ang daming parang expectation. Yung mga girls na nag-expect, bakit hindi siya nag-text today? Di ba? Ba't ganon? Kung married kayo, siyempre may expectation, pero mababawasan. Bakit mababawasan? Kasi mas nakikita mo ng tao eh. Mas kasama mo na. Mas nagkaroon ka na kayo ng intimacy. Pero pag wala kayong commitment, mas mag-expect ka na, sino kasama niya today? Kunyari, classmate mo siya, bakit doon siya tumabi, hindi siya? Lahat na lang iisipin natin. Kaya nga advice namin here in Elevate is just finish your studies first. Graduate first, and after that, then pray about it. Maybe after a few years, after 1 year after you graduate, pwede ka na magpakasal. But again, it's not just about mentally. The reason why we are really suggesting you finish your college degree first or your studies first is because kailangan focus ka. Ang hirap. Kahit anong sabihin ng tao na kaya kong i-manage ang relationship at saka yung mental capability ko para mag-aral, madali pa rin ma-distract. It's less complicated to just focus first on your studies, graduate, din saka mo ligawan. Alam mo yung lie, ito yung lie ng world eh. Sinasabi ng world, maunahan ka. May ganun eh. Pag hindi ko niligawan ngayon, ang daming may gusto dito sa girl na yari ako. Now my question is, do you completely trust that God has your best interest? Kasi if you completely trust that God has your best interest, kahit na may manligaw dyan, pag siya talaga sa'yo, hindi yan titingin sa ibang guys. Sayong siya. O, di ba? Gusto nyo ba ng ganon? But the question, the bottom line, do you trust God? Saka yung mga girls, kunyari hindi siya nanliligaw, ang torpe-torpe, gusto mo, ikaw na, may mga, alam mo ngayon, uso na yung girls na nag-move eh. Kasi talaga, ang bagal naman nito, graduate na ako. So ikaw na yung tatabi, hi. Group mates tayo. May mga girls.
Group mate too.
Anyway, if you completely trust God, then you're just gonna relax. Girls, pag hanggang ngayon wala pa rin nanliligaw sa inyo, relax. Sabi mo nga sa katabi mong babae, relax.
Relax.
Huwag kang mag-alala. Wala talaga.
Relax.
Joke lang. Joke lang. Again, my point is you gotta trust God that He knows what's best for you. Okay, number 2 in this second part, am I ready? Are you ready emotionally? Are you ready to leave your family and start a new one? Kasi you're gonna have to stay in your own place, condo, apartment, whatever, and start a new one. Yung iba, alam mo, may mga married couple, sobrang, may kita mo, hindi pa sila ready. Kasi after nila magpakasal, gusto pang umuwi ng guy. Or nung girl dun sa mama, pwede ba umuwi mo na ako? Bakit na-miss ko na kayo? One day pa lang after the marriage. Diba, kung hindi ka ready, kung mama's boy ka na sumamas boy ka, or papa's girl ka, na gusto mo lagi na doon sa bahay, you have to deal with that because you have to eventually let go of that. I'm not saying na hindi mo sila papansinin. You're still gonna spend time with them kapag may mga bondings kayo, kapag kunyari may reunion. But what I'm saying is, are you ready to stay on your own with your family? Are you emotionally ready? Because if you're not emotionally ready, it's gonna be hard. Are you financially ready? Do you have enough savings? Kaya nga sinasuggest namin, tapusin mo na yung pag-aaral mo. Magtrabaho ka muna. Are you earning enough? May savings ako, 10 pesos. Pwede yan, buhay tayo. Or yung mga songs na love will keep us alive. No. Ano kakainin yung heart? Kainin mo ang aking heart. Hindi, ano, labo nun eh. Kahit magutong tayo, basta tayo together. Go na lang. Malabo eh. Malabo talaga. Malabo talaga yung gano'n. So girls, kung may magsabi sa'yo ng guy na, kuya, walang trabaho, kuya, tanong mo, may trabaho ka na ba? Wala pa, pero mabubuhay tayo. Wag kang umoo, okay? Next, spiritually. Are you complete as a single person in the Lord? You know, before I got married, God has settled in my heart na dapat as a single person, kompleto ako. Hindi tama yung equation na 50% na complete yung isang guy, tapos 50% complete yung isang girl, tapos nagpakasal sila, 100% na hindi yun. Ang equation ni God sa marriage is ikaw mismo as a single person, kompleto ka. Meaning to say, satisfied ka. Meaning to say, you got your security or you found your security in the Lord. And the girl also found her security in the Lord. And that couple, 100%, pag pinagsama mo yun ang path. Pag wala ka doon, if ngayon pa lang ang hinahanap mo, guy, para makakompleto ng life mo, or girl, para makakompleto ang life mo, then you're not ready. Kasi matidisappoint ka eh. Kala mo kasi yung girl na mapapangasawa mo, yung guy na mapapangasawa mo, makakakompleto sa'yo. We have to understand only God can make you complete or whole. Because God was the one who created you. If you're finding your security in another human being who is absolutely not perfect, then you're gonna end up hurting. Why am I putting all of these things? Because, let's read this together. Relationship is a responsibility. Hindi siya walk in the park lang. Hindi siya nakita mo sa Hollywood. Ang saya nila, oh. Holding hands, sa luneta. Hollywood na sa luneta. Gusto ngayon. Yan na ang ano yung passion. Ay, dapat iisip siya pa rin sa'yo. Ang sweet nila, parang walang problema. No, it's a responsibility. Kaya nga, kailangan maging ready ka. Now, I'm not saying na, so ano ba ibig sabihin ko, Kuya Marty, kailangan ba super ready ka? Kailangan 10 years, okay? After I graduate, 20 years bago ako magpakasal. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you have to evaluate yourself. Okay, graduate na ako. And I'm emotionally ready. I think may enough ipon na ako. You have to compute it kasi responsibility yan eh. Pag binigyan ka ng responsibility sa school, gagawin mo yun. In fact, alam mo yung details nun. Maraming tao, papasok sa relationship, hindi alam ang details. Alam mo, when we got married, dati, nung hindi pa kami kasal, nung single pa na ako, pag pupunta ako sa supermarket, kahit ano gusto kong okay lang, bibiling ko, ito, Ruffles, pwede to. Kasi mas masarap eh, Lay's, yung mga mahal na parang tender juicy hotdog, medyo mahal din yun ng konti. So yung mga ganun bibili mo, pero nung nag-asawa na kami, check mo na yung price. Huwag na to, cheapy na lang. Movie hotdog na okay na to. Or may movie ba? Or ano ba yung mga SM, bonus na lang, okay na to, pwede na rin yan. So, you get what I'm saying na, kailangan mo kumpitin yun eh. Hindi siya parang wala-wala lang. Responsibility ang marriage. Hindi siya parang, ang dali nito. Hindi. Kailangan, in fact, doon mo lang marirealize na ang mahal pala ng mga binibili ko dati. Kasi parents mo yung nagbabayad. Kaya ikaw na yung magbabayad. Ngayon, sarili nyo ng pera, isipin pa yung rental. Isipin mo yung rental sa bahay. Isipin mo ba yung ilaw. Isipin pa yung tubig. Isipin pa lahat. Magagalit ka pa sa asawa mo kapag marami siyang binili. O magagalit siya sa'yo kapag marami kang binili. So all of those things, you have to take it into consideration because relationship is a responsibility. And you know what? If you're not that responsible, you're gonna carry that in the future. And you're not gonna be responsible as well in the future. Kaya maraming couples na naghihiwalay eh. Bakit? Hindi nila naisip responsibility ang relationship. Hindi sila ready. Ang gusto lang nila, yung sensual, yung parang, okay, we're doing these things, we're together, we're loving one another, sweet words, I mean, all of those things ginagawa nila, then they are making love, and then nabuntis yung girl, tapos pag nabuntis na yung girl, kailangan nila magpakasal, nandun na sila sa house, tapos dun na, nasira, kasi hindi sila ready. You get what I'm saying? Marriage is not just about having a sensual experience, sexual experience, feel good emotionally. It's a responsibility. And you know what? That makes marriage more beautiful. Because it's a responsibility. Kasi pag alam mong responsibility yan, siseryosohin mo eh. Hindi yung parang joke time lang. Hindi yung parang feelings lang yung habol mo. Pag feelings lang yung habol mo, hindi tama yung sinabi ni Jeremiah kanina, the heart is deceitful. Doon ka lang sa ano yung nafe-feel mo. Ano yung first question natin ulit? Why do you want to be in a relationship? What's our second? Am I ready? And here's the third one. How do I know if he or she? Now, di ba yung first question natin? Why do I want to be in a relationship? Maybe your answer is, love ko siya. So, okay. Are you ready? Maybe some of you are saying, mayaman ako. I'm ready. Okay, okay na ako. But how do you know? How are you sure na siya na talaga? Now, I asked my wife to share this third point of how she knew, buti na lang she knew na ako talaga. Or, ano yung ginawa ni Lord? Ano yung past niya? Kasi again, lahat tayo may past. So how are we going to know if he or she is the one? So let's welcome my lovely wife, Atis.
Hello, good evening naman. It's my first time to share some bits of my life with you, Belle. So, greetings from Katipunan. Okay, so, this third question, parang ito yung isa sa pinaka-common na question na natatanong sa akin ever since I got married. How did you know na si Marty? And rightly so. It's right that the people around me, they ask me that because, marriage is not a joke. It's not just romance lang. It's a serious thing. It's a serious and lifelong commitment. Di ba sabi nga pag sa mga marriage vows, till death do us part. So hanggang kamatayan ang commitment. So, kaya lang, yun nga, as Marty said, the heart is deceitful. Madalas, sa relationships tayo, nagkakamali. Diba? When we finally realize na, ay, hindi nga pala siya, nag-end up sa heartbreak, diba? So how do you know if she's the one or he is the one? Naalala niyo yung sinabi ni Elsa kay Anna? Anna? Naalala niyo? Nung tinanong ni, hey, I wanna get your blessing, I wanna marry this person. Ano sabi ni Madam Elsa? You can't marry a man you just met. So it's important to know how to know. Okay, so first, siyempre, attraction. Diba? Given yan yung kilig factor. Kailangan, attracted ka dun sa mapapangasawa mo in the future. So ano nga ba yung mga nagpapakilig sa inyo? When I asked kanina, tinext ko si JC and Joe, kasi curious ako ano bang nagpapakilig sa lalaki? Diba? When you look at a girl. So sabi ni JC, mahilig siya sa girls na mahilig sa adventure, sa travel. Gusto niyo ba malaman kung sino yung gusto niya? Next week daw, share ni JC. Mag-propose na daw siya. Hindi, alam ko kung sino. Bayaran niyo ako mamaya sa ko. Okay, so doon siya mahilig. Someone, a girl who can carry a conversation, di lang yung how's the weather, di ba? Si Joe naman, tinanong ko rin. Sabi niya, kinikilig siya pag mahilig mag-smile yung girl. Pag mahilig tumawa. And someone who likes kids. Yan. So, yan. Labas yun yung mga kapatid yung Yes. Okay. So, ang girls naman, ano yung nagpapakilig sa atin? Sige nga, mag-shoutout kayo. Effort? Ha? Hairstyle? Pag medyo nakapumada, no? Okay. Okay yan. Ako usually naririnig ko, yung mga marunong sa music. Yes! Yung mga magaling mag-drums, mag-gitara, mag-pumanta. Yan, like kunyari dati, crush na crush ko si Christian Bautista. Hindi ko pa na-mix si Martin, no? Kaya lang, naging sila ni Rachel Ann Go, no? Buti na lang, may ding-dong na dumating. Ang galing talaga ni Lord. No? Answer ng prayer. Pero yun talaga yung gusto ko. yung magaling kumanta kasi gusto ko kinakantahan ako, pag natutulog. Joke lang. Okay, yung girls, diba, mahilig din tayo pag nakikita natin yung guys, yung mahilig sa bata. Diba? Parang, the future, yung baby natin, diba? So, dati sabi sa akin ni Marty, kinukwento niya, you know, punta nga kami ng mall dinala ko nga yung mga bag ng ate ko, tsaka mama ko, parang ko, yes, it's the one! Diba? Parang, grabe. Turn on ako sa mga ganun. Gusto ko mga ganun. So, yung mga nagpapakilig sa'yo, diba, usually, these are the things that we find in our future spouse. No? But we shouldn't stop there because yung attraction, yung external attraction, this shouldn't be the foundation why we want to marry this person. It goes a lot further than that. So yung second is, syempre you get to know the person. Ano yung qualities niya? So when you look at the Bible, it doesn't really spell out for us, this is what you look in a future mate, in your boyfriend, in your girlfriend, ganyan. But it does tell us about how a wife should behave, how a husband should behave, no? And we can see it all over the Bible. For example, okay, checklist tayo What is a picture of a godly man? So I got this from Titus chapter 3. So girls, these are sample of the things you should look for in a godly man. O yung men naman, tingnan nyo, are you faithful? Do you have self-control? Do you have good reputation? Ayan, sige. So you can take that down, you can read it at home, on your own. But when I was single, ito yung tinignan ko talaga. Kinumpare kay Marty, yes. And yung mga guys rin na nagustuhan ko before, parang these are the things that I was looking for in a man. Okay? Picturean niya na? Sama niyo ako sa picture. Yan. So that is a picture of a godly man. Okay? Ano naman yung picture of a godly woman? Yun. Oh, guys. Picturean niyo na, ha? So someone who has a relationship with God, someone who fears the Lord, does not speak evil of others. Nako, di ba, girls? Mahilig tayo mag-chismis. Diba? Someone who's temperate, hindi moody. No? Moody tayo, no, girls? Ano pa? Submissive, hardworking, supportive. Yan. Those are the things that we should look for. The guy should look for in a godly woman if you're looking for a wife. Okay, very important. You guys, look for a woman who knows how to submit to authority. Okay? You have to... Ay, bakit may mga nag-slow clap dyan? Ha? O girls, Yan. So, kailangan, because the Bible is very clear that you should submit to your husband. And if single pa lang, you see that girl knows how to submit to her authority, to her parents, to her group leader, to whoever, then that girl is a good prospect. And even for the ladies, look for a man that you can trust, you can respect, you can follow. Because pag kayong dalawa na and you're married, diba, this is the person you're gonna spend the rest of your life with. This is the person who will lead you in your marriage. So you should find that one man who is able to influence you to love Christ. Okay? Next, ano pa yung mahanapin natin? Okay, so not only his qualities, but look at his relationship. His relationship with his family, with his friends. Yan, tingnan mo, especially the ladies, look at how the guy, puro his, no? So yung guys, imagine na lang her. Yan. Ako kasi gumawa ng PowerPoint. So anyway, so for the ladies, you look at how the guy treats his mom, his sister, because most probably that is how he will treat you when you become his wife. The same way with the guy. Look at how the girl responds to her father, to her brothers. That is how she will respond to you as her husband. So observe him how he is among his family, his friends. Look at sino yung barkada niya. Because most probably, kung sino yung kasama niya, that is who he is. Diba? Kasi hawaan yan pag sa barkada. So it's very important to look at his relationship, his behavior. So look at him when he's in different situations. So like with Marty, I was able to observe him, not only in ministry, kasi we were in the same ministry when he worked in CCF also, but we also went out with my own friends. I observed him how he was when he was with my friends, when he was with his friends, pag nasa bahay, with his family. I was able to see him in different kinds of situations. Kasi diba, madalas dyan, pag nililigawan ka, best foot forward yan Diba? Ang gagawin ng lalaki or ng babae, diba? They will always give you their best behavior. So you have to, wag mo sasagutin agad, diba girls? Huwag niyo sasagutin agad. Kailangan see him in different situations of his life. Next is, what are his views and beliefs? Chapter number 3. What are his views and beliefs? Nung nililigawan ako ni Marty, we went through this book. It's called 101 Questions to Ask Before You Get Engaged. It's by, I forgot the author, but it's a really good book. 101 questions nga siya. And it really tackled a lot of questions about morality, about how do you use money, what are your plans for the future, ilang children gusto mo, yung ganon. So it's very important pala that you get to know ano yung mga beliefs ng future prospect mo, future husband or wife, how they see these things. Because it's very important. Because once you get into the marriage relationship, usually money is the biggest source of fighting. So it's important na now pa lang, while you are still single, you get to know what does he believe in terms of these things. Okay? Next is, get to know how others see him or her. So whether you like it or not, merong mga mangingialam sa relationship niyo. So, na-experience nyo ba yun? Na may mga nangingialam? Ang daming nag-a-advise sa'yo. Naku, you should do this. Hindi, you should do that. Ganyan. Hindi, ganito gawin nyo. And nung kami rin ni Marty, so many people were really advising me. Okay? And minsan, sasabihin nila, ate, huwag ka dyan kay Marty. Bakit? Yabang Ang yabang? Bakit? Bakit mo yabang? Wala lang. Mukha siyang mayabang. Okay. So, when people give you advice, you ask more questions. Parang, why? Bakit mo nasabing mayabang siya? Kasi kailangan mo malaman, bakit niya sinasabi yun? If it's based on personal opinion, wala lang, mukha siyang mayabang. Diba? Hindi siya, parang, hindi siya believable. So, you have to learn to listen to the right people. Who are the right people to listen to? Your parents. Diba? Your D-group leader. Ito nga, D-group leader.
Asa rin mga guys?
Isa lang yung D-group leader dito sa buong Yugas. You learn to listen to the right people. Your D-group leader, minsan, di ba strict na sila? Parang ikinanta ka sa kanila. May sabihin ka lang na pa siya D-group leader mo. Sino yan? Di ba?
Kasama ko sa nanay.
Crush, no, Mart? Ano ba yan? Pwede na magka-crush. Pero yan, your D-group leader, your authorities around you, they're just there. Bakit lahat side na ko MJ, nangingialam talaga ako sa love life niya. Okay? So, always remember that when people give you advice for your love life, they're just there, to look out for you. Kasi minsan, defensive naman tayo agad, diba? Parang, uy, alam mo, Lorraine, guard your heart, ha? Gina-guard ko naman yung heart ko, ako naman, sobra naman. Diba? You learn to accept the advice, you learn to listen, accept the advice, And i-filter mo yung advice. If it's true, if it's based on the Bible, if it's good, it's pleasing to the Lord, then you always accept it. If it's false, you learn to filter it out. Okay, number 4, get to know His direction in life. Yan. So, may seryoso na tayo, no? Kasi kanina, attraction lang. Ngayon, alamin mo, ano ba yung direction niya sa buhay? May direction ba? Diba? Ang gandang tanong yan eh. May direction ba yung buhay niya? May plano ba siya? Kasi kung wala, wala rin kayong kakainin. Hearts na lang. Diba? Kunin niyo na lang yung mga hearts dito, pag-ulam niyo bukas. Gano'n. Okay? So, ngayon, so, marriage is more than yung killing factor, right? It's meant to, the purpose of marriage is really to give glory to God. Kasi di ba, marriage is God's idea. He was the one who thought of it, right? Adam and Eve. Di ba? Yun yung first marriage ever eh. So, He has a purpose for marriage. And it's ultimately for you, for the two of you, to serve Him, to know your purpose as a couple. And that's, before Marty proposed to me, yun yung tinanong ko kay God eh. Kasi noong una, gusto ko na siya eh, magaling siya kumanta, diba? Yun yung weakness ko eh, magaling siya kumanta, okay siya sa family niya, close na close siya sa family niya, he serves the Lord. So, sabi ko, Lord is the one na talaga, sobrang godly niya, He loves you, nagsispeak pa, nag-message pa, ganyan. So sabi ko, pero one time, sabi ko, am I willing to live with this person for the rest of my life? Parang, Lord, ang tagal nun. Hindi na ako pwede magka-crush. Diba? Bawal na. Bawal. Okay? So that was in 2011, November. And sabi ko kay Marty, hindi mo na kita kakausapin na for how many days, ilang weeks ba yun? Kamuta ka na, basta mga ilang weeks yun. Because I really need to seek the Lord if it's really you. You know. So yun, tapos that's when God spoke to me. Na parang, Atid, what do you really want to do when you get married? Sabi ko, Lord, I just want to serve you. And He serve you with my family. That's what I told Him. And yun, when I was reading the Bible, He led me to a verse in Joshua. And it says, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And yun, doon naiyak na ako. And I said, Lord, if you will give me Marty, parang we will do that. We will glorify you by being yours. Our marriage is yours. And 1 month after, He proposed. So yun, so when He proposed, I said yes, knowing na, yes, sinabi sa akin ni Lord, I should marry this man. And I know the purpose, why we are getting married. Okay, so get to know His direction in life. There was also this guy, before Marty came, I liked this guy for like 3 years. As in, dream ko lang siya. Yun. And, I asked my dad, okay ba tong guy na to? So sabi niya, ano bang ginagawa ng guy na yan? Ano bang profession niya? What's his direction? He wants to be a pilot, sabi ko. And then sabi niya, if he wants to be a pilot, are you willing na maiwan ka sa bahay for how many months, how many weeks? Sabi ko, ay hindi. Hindi sa akin okay yun. And when I realized that, that's his direction eh. Na-realize ko, that's not my direction. Parang hindi ako yung, it's not bad being a pilot, ha? Don't get me wrong. It's not bad being a pilot's wife as well. But for me, it's just my preference that I don't want for my husband to leave me for a couple of days, diba, doing his work. So I want to be with my husband wherever, diba? And He brought Marty to me. Yes. Ayan. Talaga everyday kami magkasama. Hindi na kami naghihiwalay kahit CCF, kahit saan siya mag-message. Yan. Magkasama kami parate. Okay, and then lastly is get your parents involved. There's this verse in Ephesians 6. Yan. Can we read this together? 1, 2, 3, go. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise. It may go well with you and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. This is one of my most favorite verses because na-experience ko talaga to in our relationship ni Marty. Because beginning pa lang ng courtship namin, we chose to involve both our parents. So before nung umamin siya sa akin, parang, no, Atid, I like you, ganyan. 3 months pa lang kami magkakilala nun di ba? Papansin niya ako eh. So, sabi niya, I really like you, sure ba? Ganyan. Sabi ko, you know, Mart, you have to ask permission from my dad eh. Yeah. So, and he did that. As in, ewan ko, how many weeks after, he really talked to my dad. And that's when I realized, seryoso to. Kasi no other guy did that for me before. So, yun. So, and he was faithful to follow yung rules. Kasi, 27 na ako na. Pero yung rules sa akin ng magulang ko, okay, pag may manliligaw sa'yo, bawal kayo lumabas, kayong dalawa lang. Always together in a group, never alone in a car. Kung kailangan ka sumabay talaga sa kanya, doon ka sa likod sumakay. So, SX lang ang peg, no? Manong lang ko sa tabi. Chef lang po, bayad, ganyan. Kumita pa siya. Okay? Ano ba yung mga rules nila? Yung pinaka-important rule nila is, one, no boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Sa parents ko lang to, I'm not declaring that it should be for everyone. But for my dad, ayaw niya ng boyfriend-girlfriend. He wants that if Marty and I are sure now that we are for each other, Marty should propose right away and 6 months after, kasal na. So ayaw niya ng 1 year, 2 years, gusto niya 6 months. And that's it. That's his 6-month rule for us. And parang nung time na inisip ko, Dad, 27 na ako eh. parang baka pwedeng medyo may leeway, no? But no, God really spoke to me through this verse. Obey your parents, honor them. While you're still single, this is your duty. You know, and because of these boundaries, these rules, God really protected our purity, our friendship, our reputation. So, you know, I really experienced that it really went well with us, and we are enjoying a long life, yes, long life or life with quality, because we know that we really obeyed the Lord and we obeyed our parents in this. And of course, how do you know if he or she is the one? Really involve God in your relationship, and Marty will expound more on that. Thank you.
So, ayun. Okay, so what's our first question again? Why? Do you want to be in a relationship? What's our second question? Am I ready? What's our third question? How to know if that person is the one. Now, if this is your first time, you're not the Bible type of person, just think about this. Yung mga principles na binigay ni God or nilagay niya sa word niya, it makes total sense eh. The reason why we're putting all of these things, kasi it makes sense. It's really gonna help you. In fact, yung rules na binigay niya sa word niya, it's for our good. Walang masama dyan. Walang sinabi si God na, sige, okay lang, mag-steal ka, okay lang, gusto ko divorce. In fact, sabi niya, ayoko ng divorce. Gusto niya forgiveness, have mercy, show grace. It totally makes sense. Na tama yan. That's why we're putting all of these verses here. Now, here's the fourth question. Kasi you might be thinking, sige, mahal ko yung girl, tapos mukhang ready naman ako, mukhang sure na naman talaga ako na siya na talaga. Again, our problem is the heart is deceitful. Kaya importante itong fourth question. It's that time that we need to pause and ask, are you making a decision because you know and believe it's right? Or because you want it to be right? Super importante ang tanong na yan. Kasi maraming tao, alam mo tayo, madali tayong basta gusto natin, ang dali nating ipaikutin yung mga principles na sinasabi ni God or sinasabi ng kung sino man, na alam nating tama talaga, ang dali natin paikutin eh. For example, pinagsabihan ka na ayoko manood kayo ng sine na kayo lang. Ang daling paikutin. Kunyari, umalis na yung barkada, umalis na yung barkada niya. Kami na lang, hindi, okay na to, manunod ako, wala namang mangyayari, magtatabi lang naman kami. Wala to, horror movie, hindi naman siguro niya yayakapin, okay na to. So, kahit madilim, wala, okay to, safe to. So, ang dali natin mag-process, sobrang bilis nun. Ang daming nadideceive because of that. Kaya nga, the heart is deceitful above all things. Kaya it's very important to know and to ask yourself, bakit ko ba ito ginagawa? Dahil ba alam kong tama itong decision na to or pinipilit ko lang maging tama? Alam mo yung principle na sinasabi ko dito, emotions are meant to be evaluated. Hindi kunyari na feel mo na, go na. Maraming gano'n, basta feel good, go. Basta nag-hi yung guy na cute, okay na to, tapos na, kami na. Basta yung nag-hi yung girl sa akin, okay, crush ako nito, Kuya Marty, liligaw ako, tapos na to. Hindi ganun. Evaluate. Isipin mo maigi yung gagawin mo. Not just talking about relationships. I'm talking about a lot of things about our lives. Because young people are so emotionally driven. Not just young people, but a lot of people in this world so emotionally driven. Basta gusto, basta na-feel, basta tumibok na yung puso, go na yan. Walang pause and stopping and evaluating and thinking things through, saying, tama ba to? Kaya maraming nasasaktan eh. Kaya maraming naloloko. Kaya maraming guys na nababasted. O yan, tumakas sila. Diba kasi, alam mo maraming guys na lumapit sa akin na busted na naman siya. Bakit? Kasi, kunyari, kasi may mga girls na mababait talaga eh. Tapos nadideceive talaga yung guys. Talagang, kunyari, lagi lang siya pinapansin. Mars, iba talaga eh, parang, grabing bait niya, pati yung assignments namin, nire-remind niya ako. Baka ganun lang talaga siya mag-remind. Baka hindi lang ikaw, baka buong class, baka si yung class president, kahit ito assignment. Guess mo ba yun? Na hindi ibig sabihin, nagte-text lagi sa'yo ng assignment, crush ka na. Huwag ka nang biglang aamin. May mga ganun guys, aamin na kagad. Uy, i-invite siya. Siyempre, yung girl naman, papayag, sige, labas tayo. Alam mo, nag-feel ko kasi, feeling ko, nag-feel mo rin yung connection natin. Tapos, sabihin ko lang, gusto sa'yo. So, evaluate mo muna emotions. Pag-isipan mo maigi bago kang gumalaw. That's why it's very important to ask that question. Because our heart is very deceitful. Totoo yan eh. Kahit first timer ka, kahit di ka Christian, maybe you're this person and you're trying to seek God, you're trying to get to know Him, you're not a Christian. Totoo to eh. Whether Kristiyano ka o hindi, totoo na nadideceive ang tao because of their heart. Because of what they feel. Because of their emotions. Because of what is inside of them. That's so, ito pa yung mahirap. Kaya ang dami nagpo-fall, ang dami nagkakamali. Kasi grabe yung urge, di ba? Parang ang hirap nito, Kuya Mark. Basta nandun eh, grabe, hindi yung makatulog paggabi. Iniisip ko siya, pag nakikinig ako music, lahat ng love songs, siya yung nakikita ko. Ganun ang feeling natin.
Relate sa lahat ng lahat.
Ganun ang feeling na parang, oh my, this is it. I think this is love.
Bakit
Evaluate it.
Siyempre.
Evaluate your emotions.
Pwede ka mag-record.
And here's the last question. And again, maybe you're saying, okay, sige, I've asked the first question, I know why I am in this relationship. I think I'm ready. I'm just thinking out loud here, and I'm saying to you guys, maybe in the future you're going to say these things. I think he's or she's the one. I think this is the right decision, but we need to ask this fifth one. And this is very, very important as well. Because this is how I knew that God was really leading me to a tip. Do I see God's hand guiding me in this relationship? Do I see God's hand moving along me, allowing me with complete blessing, complete peace? Na ito yun. Kasi if I am just forcing it, if I am just playing around with my feelings or with the feelings of the girl, then, and if I know na parang wala yung hand ni God doon, it's not gonna work out. You're gonna get hurt, she's gonna get hurt, or whatever. There are consequences if God is not involved. You know why you need to see if God's hand is guiding you in that relationship? Because here's the thing. Maybe some of you, when you were listening to what Atit was saying, Atit, Kuya Marty, hindi perfect family ko eh. Magulo yung situation ko ngayon. Wala akong makausap na someone who will guide me. Maybe yung elevate people yung nakausap ko, pero you don't know what is in my life right now. I'm kind of confused. My friends ko hindi okay. So what do I do? That's why you need God's hand to know if He's guiding you. Why? Because look at our verse again. Let's read that. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. And you know what we do when we are so in love and we think, tama na itong lahat eh. You know what we do? We try to say this, I'll make it work. Ang daming tao yan ang problema. Kahit ano pa sabihin mo, Kuya Marty, kahit ano pa sabihin sa Bible, basta I'll make this relationship relationship work. Maybe you're not saying that right now, but in the future, you might say that. Ang dami ko nakitang gano'n na ang tagal na sa church, ang tagal na kilala si Lord, pero may dumating na guy na wala. May dumating na guy, sinabi lang nung leader niya. By the way, here in Elevate, we have some small group leaders. Sabi leader niya, ayoko yung guy na yan for you. Umalis na, ayoko na dito. Ganun kagad. Tapos ang sasabihin niya, I don't agree with what they're saying, I'll make it work. And then after a few years, babalik sa bakit? Break. Di ba may mga ganun, babalik. Punta, Kuya Chisi. Oo, sana. Tagal mo na nawala. Uy, gusto nang bumalik ulit. Bakit? Kung saan nangyari? Break kami. Di ba ganun eh? I mean, that's kind of normal. That's parang trending na nga yun eh. Ganun yung nangyari. All because sinabi na ng person, I'll make it work. Alam mo who makes relationship work? Sino mo yung sinabi ni Jeremiah? The heart is deceitful, above all things, beyond cure. Hindi nga natin maintindihan eh. Who can understand it? Pero hindi doon nag-end si Jeremiah. I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind. I created you. That's what God is saying. I know your heart. I know what you're feeling. I know what's inside of you. I know what's causing you pain. I know what's going on in your mind. I know if you're trying to tweak the truth. I know if you're trying to deceive yourself. You know the greatest deceiver is minsan tayo. Tayo nagde-deceive sa sarili natin. And you know what else He's saying? The Lord is saying, I examine the heart, examine the mind, to reward each person according to their conduct, according to what their deeds deserve. Meaning to say, the Lord is telling Jeremiah to tell the people, since your heart is deceitful, and you cannot understand it, let God lead your heart, help you understand what you feel. Because once He searches your heart, examines the mind, He's going to tell you what to do. He's going to guide you step by step, and there's a reward, there's that blessing in the end. If there's one point that I want you to memorize here, maybe you can forget all of those, but don't forget that. But there's one thing that I want you to stick in your minds, this one. Follow God's path to marriage. As I close, so you might be asking, wait, how did I know na si Atid? Paano ko nakita yung hand ni God sa life namin? Before, meron akong nagustuhan na girl. Okay, before, hindi siya din pa yun. Pero may nagustuhan ako na girl. Tagal ko siya nagustuhan. I think mga 6-7 years ko siya nagustuhan. Eh, medyo mahihayin siya. So, laging parang, basta ang tagal. Basta niligawan ko siya, hindi ko siya ready or stuff like that. And then there came a point na parang napagod ako. Pero nandun pa rin ako, I was trying to pursue this girl. And there came a time, I think graduate na ako noon, 2 years after I graduated, and graduate na rin yung girl. And parang sabi ko, mukhang eto na. Pero, nung ina-ask yung sarili ko, hindi ako ganun ka-sure. Sabi ko, parang hindi siya. Pero sige, try lang natin. Nandun sa mind ko, try lang, baka mag-work, yung inisip ko noon. So, edi nag-date kami ulit, lumabas kami, pumunta kami sa mall, lumabas kami sine, kilala ko yung family niya. Tapos, walang commitment just getting to know each other even more, even 7 years, gusto ko na siya. So, getting to know each other, dating, tapos, umabot sa point na gusto ko magkaroon ng benefit ng parang may relationship pero hindi talaga committed. So, ginawa ko yung bangga-bangga. Ano yung bangga-bangga method? Girls, para malaki, may bangga-bangga method yung mga guys. Yung pag naglalakad kayo sa mall, tapos binabangga niyo yung hand mo. Maaating kasaminin niyo, meron tayong ganun style. So, binabangga mo ganun. Parang hinintay mo kumagat. Tapos, uy, dumidikit din. Di ba? Mga ganun na. Tapos una yung pinky. Ganun, okay. So, diba yun, holding hands. Uy, okay to. Mukhang nagre-respond na. Tapos meron pa yung stretching. Alam yung stretching method? Pag nakaupo kayo, saan to? Okay. Grabe. Ang lamig dito, no? So may mga ganun ang style. Okay? So, pero problema, hindi ako sure. Alam ko sa heart ko, hindi ako sure. I mean, I'm kind of ready. I'm working that time. I have a job. I'm earning. I think after a year we can get married already. But I'm not sure. So you know what I did? What I did is, sa church namin, CCF, may tinatawag na, dati may tinatawag na dawn watch or prayer watch sa morning, 6 to 7 yun. So what I did, I really prayed to God. Yung time na yon, when we were praying, I really knelt down. Sabi ko, kasi ang heavy sa heart eh, wala akong peace, hindi ako sigurado. So sabi ko kay Lord, alam niyo yung nangyayari sa akin with this girl. And then I prayed this scary prayer. I mean, I suggest you pray this if you're in a desperate situation, or even if you're not in a desperate situation. I said, Lord, intervene in my life. Intervene in this relationship. So after that prayer, after that day, ayun na, punta na ako sa work. I was still working in an advertising company. Punta na ako work, and then, nag-text yung girl. Yung parang kami pero hindi. Yung gano'n. So, nandun din kami situation na parang kami pero hindi. So, nag-text siya sa akin. Kasi, nakwento niya before na merong may gusto sa kanyang guy. Tapos sabi niya, kinukulit siya ng guy na yon. Tapos nag-text siya, Marty, yung guy na I was telling you about na may gusto sa akin, nag-ask siya kung pwede kami mag-date. Okay lang ba? So, gano'n. Sabi ko, uy, sa isip sa loob ko, uy, okay, ito, mukhang ito. Since wala naman kami commitment, although, syempre, nag-holding hands, lumalabas kami lagi, sweet words, stuff like that. But, since wala naman commitment, baka ito na, pwede escape na to. Sige, okay. So, sabi ko, okay, pwede, go. So, biglang reply niya. So, ano na lang yung atin? So, baliwala lang pala lahat yun. So, pagkatasan, oh my! Sandali lang, nag-text ako, wait, let me explain. Pagdating ko sa office, email ka agad ako. Basta lang na-explain, hindi ko siya matawagan kasi hiyang-hiya talaga ako. Super mali yung ginawa ko. Na alam kong, meron na siya nabifeel, meron na akong ginagawa, may nangyayari na, pero hindi pala ako sigurado. Tapos doon lang, tinitest lang pala niya ako kung ano ba talaga yung meron sa amin. But you know what I saw there? God really intervened. So to the point na okay, nagalit siya sa akin, hindi kami nag-uusap. After a few months, may na-meet akong girl sa church din. So na-meet ko tong girl na to, bago na, iba na. Naka-move on na ako, nandun na yung healing ni Lord. Siyempre, alam ko mali ako. Tapos, ano ako doon, complete in the Lord. I am totally secure in the Lord. And then came, yun, na-meet ko yung girl, may training kami, leader's training. Kaya, guys, if you're not yet a leader, be a leader. Baka doon mo makita yung God's blessing. O, di ba? Okay yun. So, be involved in Elevate. But anyway, so nakita ko siya, sabi ko, okay, ito, cute. Okay, maganda. Pwede. Pero wala pa. Hindi ko pa siya nakilala na. Tapos nagkaroon ng leaders retreat. Kaya ang sabi ko sa inyo is, here in Elevate, nakikita niyo talaga yung God's blessing. Okay, so, leaders retreat, di yun, nakita ko na naman siya, uy, okay talaga to. So, tinatabihan-tabihan ko, lalapit-lapitan ko. Tapos, yun, eventually, nagustuhan ko talaga siya. But you know what I saw there? I saw God's hand move me and really gave me peace. Every time I will go near her, ask something, just to get to know her. And you know what else God did? Nilagay pa niya kami sa parehong ministry. She was ministering before sa Katipunan. Doon din ako nilagay nung nag-full-time na ako. I mean, pwede naman ako sa iba ilagay. Bakit doon? Kasi hindi lang yun. Nung nagkaroon kami na parang leadership class, doon siya sa isang table, tapos may libreng seat. I mean, what are the odds? Ang dami-daming leaders, may libreng seat sa tabi niya. Una, doon ako malayo ako nakaupo, nakita ko siya, punta ako sa likod. Tapos, is this seat taken? Libre, pwedeng maunahan ako eh. So, upo ako doon, tabi kami, tapos doon na kami, magkatabi na kami, the entire leadership class, ilang months yun eh. Tapos hindi lang yun, meron din isang guy, that was what she was telling kanina, na may gusto din sa kanya. Yung piloto may gusto sa kanya. At nung umamin na ako, umamin din yung guy. Crush siya yun before. Parang ako, oh my friend. Eto na, suntukan na lang kaya. Ano yan? Okay, bias yan. Okay. So, yun, na-threaten ako na hindi ko alam gagawin ko, pero sabi ko, hindi, Lord, kung siya talaga. Kaya talagang dapat mag-trust ka lang kay Lord eh. Tapos eventually, syempre ako pinili, di ba? Winner. Knockout punch. Okay, so, I mean, may God's grace, buti na lang. Wapo rin naman yung guy, pero hindi kulang. Hindi ba? Okay, so, nawala tuloy ako. So, I mean, God allowed that to happen. Pwedeng mag-yes siya dun sa guy. Pwedeng sabihin niya, Marty, ilang years ko naging crush ko, tapos ngayon, gusto rin pala niya ako. Sorry pwedeng ganun eh. Pero may kita may hand ni God. Kasi hindi lang yun. Nung time na sinabi niya sa akin, March, kailangan mong mag-balance sa parents ko. Siyempre ako, kabado ako kasi elder sa church yung dad niya. Eh, bago pala ako CCF noon, kaka-full-time work ko pala, sabi ko, baka matanggal ako dito. So, elder. Okay, so, what I did was, yung same day, it was a Tuesday, and again, don't watch ulit. Kasi alam ko, kailangan ko nang umamin doon sa dad, pag-ask na permission. So, lugod ulit ako. Say ako, Lord, kailangan kong gawin to eh. Alam ko tama to. Alam ko kailangan kong magpaalam. Kasi seryoso na ako dito. Would you please intervene? Yan naman ako sa word na intervene. Eh. So, intervene in this situation, in my relationship, here in my love life. So, after that prayer, night watch, dawn watch, so what happened is regular work. Doon ako sa CCF na nag-work. Then after, nung matapos na yung almost 6 p.m. na, pwede na umuwi eh. Kasi sabi ko, gagawin ko sana sa hapon. Gagawin ko mga 5 yung papaalam ako. Sabi ko, 5:30 na, 5:45, baka umuwi na yun yung daddy ni Atid. Huwag na lang, tomorrow na lang. So, dala-dala ko na yung bag ko. Eh, may tumawag. Yung isang HR head ng CCF, back then, tumawag sa akin, Marty, yan siya, yes, tita. I heard na may gusto ka sa anak ni Ito, yun yung name ng dad niya. Opo, may gusto po ako doon. Bakit po? Nagpaalam ka na ba sa dad? Magpapaalam. Ngayon ka na magpaalam. Nandito pa siya. Umakyat ka na ngayon dito. So, sabi ko, sige po. Magbaba ka na po. Nakyat ako doon sa 6th floor. Doon na ako. Doon yung office niya. Malaki yung office. Ito. Oh, Marty! Palis na po ba kayo? Hindi, ano yun? Sinabi ko, gusto ko po kasing ligawan anak niyo. So, yun na, nasabi ko na rin. And eventually sabi niya, sige, mapusap tayo tomorrow. Bubuti lang tomorrow pa. But anyway, kapapa niya ako, hindi ko lang nakatulog ng gabi. But anyway, my point is, God was involved.
I'm sorry.
God was guiding me to that relationship. You see, ibang klase pag-involve si God eh. Ibang klase yung blessing. So this is our family picture. And I can honestly, with complete honesty, tell you how I love my family so much. And how I'm so grateful to God that He led me to my wife. You see, it's so important to follow God's path to any relationship, to any marriage. Because when He created it, He's the one who created marriage. He's the one who can orchestrate what a perfect family can be. I mean, we're not perfect. We're not a perfect family. We have some flaws, we have some conflicts, but you know what? Yung hand ni God na involved, ibang klase talaga. And I don't want you to miss that. Now, let me pray for you. Can we just bow our heads?